Okay, we're back. We got that
Little snafu.
little snafu with the video. We had up to 13 minutes or whatever you're all seeing now as we splice this in. Chris and I continued talking. The video wasn't recording any longer. And that's probably some of the best points we ever made, right? We've lost them.
You
They're
have
gone.
lost those pearls of wisdom right there. So sorry for you.
What the heck happened?
Gosh.
Anyway, some of the things I remember that we did say, we'll just pick it right
That's
up.
good. I like that. Some of the things we remember.
There was some things about our beliefs and our passions,
Yeah.
and no matter how strong those are, and you see this in the world, you see this in any field
Yeah.
of study. No matter how passionate we are or how much we believe something, that doesn't mean that that's not evidence right there for actual truth. Just because you believe a particular thing or have a certain passion about it may or may not equate. And we see this all the time because you see people passionate about things that we're like, oh, that's not my passion,
Yeah.
or my belief.
Right.
And so we don't line up with each other. So that was the point we were making. You had a great point too. Well, the Vladimir's quote goes with that.
Vladimir Geleznov's quote goes with what Darson shared here. The antiquity of our belief is no validity of its truth. And I remember the first time I saw that, the article that was inserted into, I think, was about tradition. And it was talking about
Right.
church tradition and
Right.
so forth. And therefore, because we've done it for hundreds of years this way, of course we wouldn't do something that wasn't true for 100 years, right? So his point is well taken. The antiquity, the length that we've gone down this road together, believing this does not make it true. It's not the validity of its truthfulness. It's a great quote, and it's always stuck in my head. And so I think Darson is great in this article about asking questions. Not that in every realm are your question's going to be welcomed. You've already probably experienced that even with your loved ones, when we push back with questions, and I've said before that I think we take ownership of what we believe, and it becomes a part of us. So then when you start questioning someone's beliefs,
You're hitting against what they think is their truth, their identity or something.
you can hit a nerve.
You're trying to strip that away, maybe, is what they...
Right. And over the course of time, Father, I think, has softened us to recognize that, to understand that that's going to happen. And then it's really up to you how the veracity with which you go at that individual with, your belief, my belief, and then you ought to be intelligent enough to know that how hard you press may be how hard you get pushed back. We've always said we like that word consider. It's an invitation to hear what I'm sharing with you and maybe look at something a little different. So have you considered this? Or, once I began considering some other perspectives, some other things opened up to me,
Sometimes the pushback too, you can use that. It's a good thing to be like, oh, no, wait a minute. Somebody will question back, and it might bring up a question that we didn't even know we had. And to Darson's point, question everything. I think it's wonderful. I love that.
Yeah.
To be open. Now, there again, that can bother somebody just right there, because there's that thing or belief that might be careful. You don't want to question outside the lines. We got it. Once you got it, you don't want to question and you'll be pulled away from the truth somehow or something, like some kind of fear thing. It's like, what? Like, who's really got it?
Yeah.
I mean, so no, I think the questions are wonderful and they keep coming, and there's millions of things like I said, I don't even know some of the questions, but there's so many things I'd like to get back to and question. So do that. Do that for yourself.
Just what you brought up is so funny. We didn't even know it was a question we should be asking.
I know.
I can remember where, I had started feeling like on some of these things I was leveling out. I was in this really good place. And then someone asked me if I believed in the preexistence of Christ. And I looked at them like they had two heads on their shoulder, and I was like, where'd that question
You didn't
come
know
from?
I was supposed to ask that.
I didn't know that was a question.
Right. Didn't know
So
that was
it
a question.
created this like instantly. I was like, well, hadn't even thought. Is there such a thing?
There's so many things.
And here I am today,
Yes.
and I'm like, Father has not set in any kind of concrete for me, one direction or another, nor do I feel this great need, not like at that moment. In that moment, I thought, like I said, I felt like I had leveled out, and then all of a sudden that was all thrown asunder. And now I've got a new thing I got to figure out. And now I'm like, yeah, if he puts it on my heart to figure this out, or he's good, then I will see myself in that. I'll see myself looking. And so I've read a great many articles. I've looked at a lot of people's passionate feelings about that. And they are, in their minds, they're settled on that. Yeah. And that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm not really there. I'm just sort of like, I see really good arguments on both sides right now. That's just where I'm at. I can't say, bingo, this is where I'm at on that. But the great thing is I'm not conflicted by not having.
And there's beautiful things to learn within topics or subjects like that. When you get into, some things can go, to me, really deep into another realm. Mm-hmm. Into things that we haven't even experienced yet. And so we begin talking about them. And yeah, you form beliefs around these deep subjects, but it gets out there, like I said, into another realm, especially, Paul's letters and Ephesians, Colossians, like we talk about, he's in the celestials. He's talking about transformation into something else. Things he experienced that he's teaching us, it goes to another level.
Yeah.
So there's beautiful, beautiful truths, I think, awaiting for all of us to see. And so, be at peace with that wherever you're at.
Right.
Along your journey, help us, we'll help you. We try to ask questions within that. There shouldn't be any fear about where someone's at.
The fear, today I would say I want fear to be a trigger for me. Like, what am I afraid of? Because I really don't have anything to be afraid of. And who's manifesting that fear in my direction, or what is there a purpose behind that, or whatever? So I'm wanting my recognition of that fear to create questions, like Darson's saying, because Father's big enough for all of our questions, So, hey, great article, 1071 to BSN. I think you would get a lot out of it if you went study shelf to see BSN 1071. It's a good article. Darson, great job.
Yep, it was. All right. Love you all, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good week.